Hi, Zach.
Hi, Jen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing better now that I'm here and hanging out with you and drinking some great whiskey.
That's the time I look forward to every day for sure.
Yeah, it really is. It was definitely something I was, counting down the hours for today because we have something really cool.
Yeah, cool. I think
I don't know if cool's the word. It's
neat. Play on words.
Yeah, it's very different and very mysterious and
that's a good
very
one.
And very intense.
Yeah, it's just so different and mysterious is the best. I wouldn't say anything else. That's perfect.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to share this. So welcome everyone to our kind of mystery reveal tasting tonight. Daniel Duggar's here and Stuart Wright. Hello, Stuart. We just talked earlier on the phone today. So we'll kind of keep this as short and sweet as we can. But we've had a lot of, members reaching out who are really loving this certain flavor profile. And we always get calls, when are you guys going to get more? Or when are we going to see more in these outturns? Or, what's coming down the pipeline in this flavor profile? So I'm really excited that, we're actually, delivering on this want and this need for, some of this really incredible whiskey. So yeah, this is whiskey for the people.
Yes. Let me tell you, being in Florida, you were used to hearing that phrase "for the people."
Oh yes. So I guess that's some news. Zach and I are in the same state now.
Exciting.
No, I don't know. So I've only been in Florida for 2 weeks, and I've learned of killer toads that will kill my dog.
Yeah.
My mom has this pet frog that lives on her porch that I have to dodge every time I go out there, scared he's gonna jump on my head. There's alligators in her canal. There's There's bugs. There's literally lizards everywhere.
Yes.
Well, it's intense. It's very different.
Yep.
So, but this is just temporary for me. I'm just visiting for a little while and
came to hang out with me.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Just down the road ish.
Yeah.
A long road.
So, yeah. So, we'll see what happens. But all right. Well, Craig asked, is Florida the Australia of the U.S.?
That's hard because there's not a lot of scary stuff there that I don't know.
Spiders, right? That are big as my head.
I don't know. I'd be able to mentally prepare myself to live in a place like that with scorpions and all that crazy stuff. No thanks. But
I don't know.
I don't think we get. I mean, we get alligators. I don't go swimming in open water here, or closed water for that matter, if it's big enough to hold an alligator. But no, it's not too bad. Just mosquitoes and humidity, if that's scary to you.
Yeah, it is scary. Yes, that humidity is no joke. I walk outside and my glasses fog up.
Yeah. There's a running joke here that when you walk out of MCO, whenever you fly into Orlando, there's a specific feeling because it's humidity just smacking you in the face.
Just like a wall.
Literally, you walk out of those sliding glass doors and it is done. That's it. Welcome to Florida. And
welcome.
It's like arms wide open.
Yes. Well, it looks like we have kind of the whole crew here. Jesse's here. Hello, Jesse. Just in time for hurricane season. Yes, just in time. So now I get to add that. Killer toads and hurricanes. It's awesome. Yeah. Sean from Seattle's here. Zachary is in Hawaii. Hello, Zachary. Robert Anderson. Hello. I know you're in Chicago. So hello. Well, it's nice to see everyone. So shall we kind of dig into this?
I'm very excited.
I mean, I don't know. I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but maybe that color can give you a little clue as to maybe what we're dealing with here tonight. Oh, man. All right. So I don't know, like, should we taste it first and then reveal it? Or should we reveal it? Or I don't know. This is tough.
And
I don't know. I can't really wait.
I know.
I can't wait.
That's hard. Man.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I think this is whiskey for the people, so we should share it with people.
Yes. I think they should know what it is. So when we talk about yumminess, they understand.
Yes. So, all right. Well, this whiskey will be released tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern time. And there are only 204 bottles of this. And so there is going to be a 1 bottle limit on it, but it is for good reason, because I think this will, definitely end up on the shelves of a lot of people because it's really, really, really good. So this is our blended batch number 10.
Couldn't get any more straightforward than that. There we go.
It is, it's got a really cool, I mean, the label on it is very, oh my gosh, I haven't done this in a while. All right. So yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. It's like an artillery gun or something.
Yeah. And it's like kind of embossed. It has like a nice kind of feeling to it. But yeah, so what's really cool about this is part of our kind of blended malt series that we put out. So this is the 10th edition, or the 10th batch that we have released. And this, I can't wait to explain exactly what is inside of this bottle. So it has a 10-year age statement. It's at 50% ABV. The 50% is just like all of our other blended batches. But I guess I kind of want to break down what exactly is in here, and then we can kind of dig in and taste it. So because it's
this is the mysterious part about it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I kept calling it the turducken of whiskeys because it's just like so many things on top of so many things on top of so many things.
Layers itself into the glass, and it's just like, welcome.
Yeah. So, all right. So what is in here is, it is both Speyside and Highland malt. And the cask breakup, all right, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Is first fill, second fill, refill, barrels, butts, hogsheads, and quarter cask, of which are American and Spanish oak that held Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso sherry.
Write that down. I don't think you're going to remember it otherwise.
I know. So should I go through that? I'm going to say it one more time because it's a lot. It's like being in school and your teacher's like rattling things off and you're like, wait, like that was a million things at once. So again, Speyside and Highland malt. Cask breakup or makeup is first fill, second fill, and refill. Barrels, butts, hogsheads, and quarter cask, both of which were, I don't know the makeup of, but it's Spanish oak and American oak that held Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez sherry. Bananas.
Yeah. It's literally bananas. Like,
it is literally, that's what this should have been called, just bananas.
To have the thought that, you know what, I'm going to do this and it's going to taste good.
Yeah.
It's different from doing it and having it taste good. So the fact that he did it, that Ewan did it, and it tastes this good, cool.
It's very good.
That's so cool.
It's like,
I have definitely been drinking it leading up to this because
so have I. Yeah. So it's like the stir fry of like whiskey, like when you open your fridge and you're like, you have a bunch of things and you like throw it all together in a pan. Yeah. And you're just like, oh man, I don't know, this might not taste good. And then you taste it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is
genius.
The best meal I've ever had. Yeah. That's this. So, you ready to kind of get our nose in and dig in and give it a taste?
Yeah. So, Malty Alti just asked basically every kind of sherry cask imaginable. That would be exciting, but there's a lot more sherry out there that could have really, really made this a bit different. So I would love to see some more sherry casks, but those are a bit more boutique-y.
Yeah, and so Zach had made a note that all of that in only 200 bottles. Well, this didn't just come to us here in the States.
Yeah.
This was for the world. And so the United States, the US chapter got about 204 bottles. Well, 203 because I have one. So, and then there was a question about which distillery this came from. So I don't know. I can't tell you.
It's multiple distilleries as well. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's both Speyside distilleries and Highland distilleries, but I don't have the breakup of exactly where they come from. I don't hold those secrets.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. This nose reminds me. So when I would go to the Korean store and outside they roast these like sweet potatoes. There's like a box that they roast them in right when you're walking in the door. And it is one of the best smells ever. It is just like your mouth is watering and it's like warm and it's inviting and there's like a nuttiness to it. There's like a candied like praline, like brittle kind of just warm note.
We have a guy that
this is
I used to work at a mall, and the little kiosk out front was a new company. It was called the Bavarian Nut Guy. So working at this store, standing at the front, all you'd smell all day were all of the different nuts that he was roasting. And all of them were candied and like sweet, like caramel notes were just exploding all day. And this reminds me of that. It's just so good. Like the pecans and the pralines and the peanuts even. Oh, memory.
It is.
Memory.
It's a really, so I get a little bit like on the very back of the nose, there is this like very subtle little puff of sweetness. Like that gooey, sticky, PXy, just like, you know, feels like it would like stick to the roof of your mouth kind of note on like the very back.
Like a sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah. But it's like very subtle on this.
Yeah,
this to me,
it's not as upfront as it, but.
No. Yeah. This to me is definitely a little more nutty and warm and like very inviting. So, while you
keep coming up with those amazing notes, I just want to answer a question for IMFAJ. Multiple distilleries, so a blended malt. Yes, this is called a small batch blended malt whiskey. So this is a blended malt of multiple distilleries and multiple cask types. And man, it just smells so good. I'm getting a little bit of baking spice, like some cinnamon on it. Nothing too strong, but like enough to catch my attention. Like if they were doing those roasted pecans and they, you know, sprinkled a little bit of cinnamon in it.
Oh man, now that's like all I'm getting is like cinnamon. The power of persuasion.
But it's not like a super spicy cinnamon. It's like more of like a dusted dessert style cinnamon to me.
Yeah. But man, it's so fragrant. The nose on this is so fragrant. Yeah. It's really a nice nose.
It just sits in my nose as I sniff and I pull it away. It just kind of floats there for a little bit.
Yep.
Oh.
I feel like if you left the glass out in the room, it would fill the room.
It's that glass that when you pour it and you go back to it, like after you dump the rest of it or you're done with it, you go back like 12 hours later, the entire sink, you just stick your nose in, it's just, that's what this would do. That's how
it is. Yeah, it's really fantastic. I know there was some questions about what the cost of this would be. This bottle will be $100.
There it is.
All the details are kind of scrolling down or scrolling across the screen there. And I think this is like, I would line my shelves with this stuff.
Yes.
I've really loved our blended batches. I can't think of one that I've not like genuinely really like. I've emptied every single one that has come into my house.
The only one I still have left is some Pete Fairy that I had 3 or 4 bottles of that I'll use for like a highball every once in a while. Otherwise, every other one is gone. Nothing left. I mean, they're just so great to sip on. They're so great to drink, like poured in a rocks glass. You know, rocks just neat, but just let those aromatics expand into the glass and they're perfect.
This is, so what's funny is, so I've had this bottle for a little while and I haven't opened it. I always try to wait, for these tastings. And my brother came by to say hi today, and he's really getting into whiskey, and he's really just stuck on bourbon. He really likes bourbon. And I've given him a few like Scotch whiskeys, over the past year or so. And he's like, no, this is not for me. I don't want it. I don't want it. Don't give me, I don't like it. So tonight when he came in, I had the bottle, I was opening it. He's like, what is that? and so I poured him a little and we tasted, and he goes, oh, this is really good. And I was like, it's really good. So this I think was his like whiskey that, kind of opened his eyes to, that like opened his eyes to Scotch whiskey, It's so that's kind of exciting.
It's just so hard sometimes with bottles like this to not want to drink it all the time, every day. Yeah. And that's always the worst problem, is that you get it and you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna have a little bit today, and then tomorrow you're like, all right, I don't want to have another glass of whiskey. You're like, man, I want it again. And you've reached for it and you just can't stop. So it runs out so fast.
Yeah, this is definitely a whiskey you could pour and enjoy. This is an everyday kind of, not encouraging you to do it every day, but this is that type of whiskey that you've had a crazy day and you want to sit back and relax, or, you've had a great day and you want to celebrate, or whatever the case is. I think this is definitely a whiskey that could fit the bill, because it's really fantastic. So did you taste yours yet?
Yes, I slowly. Okay. I don't get a whole bottle of it, so I have to, enjoy mine by the sip.
Yeah. So I'm going to go and answer a few questions real quick. So yes, this will be available on the website. So you can log into your accounts just like you would with a typical outturn. And you can order that online, or you can call us and you can place your order over the phone as well. And then Robert Anderson said, so you're telling me I need to give my students a quiz at the time of the drop so I can be online the moment it hits the website. And yes, Robert, I think quizzes are great, test their knowledge. Yep. And so, and then the Water of Life, they're here. Hi, Greg, if that's you. This goes on sale tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern time. That's a great film if you all are looking for a whiskey film about the beautiful island of Islay and some of the magic that happens there.
Growing up in it.
I don't know what you're talking about. So I highly recommend giving that a watch if you are looking for a great whiskey film. So, all right. So what is a more common whiskey you would say it is close to? We don't want to drain it in a week.
But I do know. This is in a week.
Yeah, I know. So this kind of made me go back to Big Swirl a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I love that whiskey.
Spice, though. Like, this is a bit
less spice
for me.
Yeah, less spice. This is more like warmth.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. There's like more warm, like brown sugar, like caramel kind of notes. And, now that I'm saying it out loud, I can understand why my brother, who's really into bourbon, would like this whiskey. I think this is one of those whiskeys that if you're really into bourbon, this is a great bridge into Scotch whiskey. I mean, it has, like when you have like a high, like a barrel proof bourbon, this, even at 50%, you get a nice little, Scottish hug, and I think this is a really good bridge. If you are a fan of bourbon, I think you'll find a lot of qualities in this whiskey that you really like. So, so monkey shoulder-ish. No, I would not put this anywhere close to monkey shoulder.
Nothing.
Yeah. Gosh, let me taste it again. I
just like letting it roll off my tongue. It just tastes.
It's so good. It is. Gosh, I love that note of like when you're cooking down, like melting butter in a pan and you throw a big like scoop of brown sugar in it, and then you're melting that butter and brown sugar like that aroma
The aroma
is
that just
what
comes
this
off it.
tastes like.
Yep.
And it has great texture. It has great viscosity. You're definitely, we talked about this kind of prior too, but I think you definitely get more of that Oloroso, bourbony, like magical combination. And then like that PX, I found more on the nose for me. But there is like a very, like in the aftertaste, in the finish, there is like a little, just like there was on the nose, there's just this little whisper of that sticky toffee pudding at like the very end. And look, if you're a fan of
the Oloroso
bourbon,
grew
sherry,
a lot more on the front, and the PX likes to kind of dance around it on the nose and on the back end. But I think it's like a really good balance, though. Like it's hard to do that. It's hard to put multiple types of sherry together and have them both work in unison. And I think this really does a good job of that.
I mean, putting that many different types of casks together and making it work.
No matter what.
I mean, that's no joke. That is no joke. So I'll show you guys the label one more time. Guys, gals,
while you show that, Robbie. So this is a little bit lighter than the 68.52. The 68.52 has a little bit more weightiness to it. It's a little more round. I think this works a lot better with more confectionery than the Wonderfully Deep does.
Yeah, I found that one to be more like deep and sticky.
Yeah, that one's a lot more PX heavy than this one.
Yeah. This one I didn't find to be that at all. I find this to be just like a beautiful sherry whiskey that you can enjoy year round. You know, I mean, it's hot AF here and I could drink this in this kind of weather. So
it's pretty hot here. We haven't been a lot of rain lately, though. I'm super happy about that.
Rain? It's thunderstorming here right now.
Oh, yeah. I was afraid the power was going to go out. I mean, it was crazy earlier. Oh.
Let's see. It sounds like the love child of Glendronach and Joseph Magnus. I will take your word for that. Do not spit your whiskey out, Zach.
I've never put those two together, but I can see it.
And Connor says, I love that these are always kept at 50% ABV. Such a nice out of the bottle drinking proof. I completely agree with you, Connor. I think, you know, this makes it, you know, it's just that, it does. And
if you really want to add some water, it's not going to overpower the whiskey in any way. I really like when that we're able to do that.
Yeah. I think that's such a smart call. You know, yeah, it's great to have whiskeys at all different ranges of ABVs. You know, we see them. I mean, we had one that was pushing, 67%. So they get up there, but to have something at 50% and something that still has like a good, like, kick to it, like this really does. It's a perfect, little drink.
And it doesn't lose its body or its weight either. It still carries all of the flavor. It's still all over your taste buds. It's not empty anywhere.
No, not at all.
It does a really good job at holding its structure. Yeah,
I agree. So again, we'll have about 203 bottles of these going on the website tomorrow. And they go live at 1:00 Eastern time. So be sure you're logged into your accounts, or you can give us a call, and we can take your order by phone.
And remember, these are one per person.
One per person.
You don't. It's not a mad rush to get, but do know that there are very limited amounts. And once they are gone, they are gone.
They are gone. That is true. So
more of it.
Yes, please. So Tom R., I guess before we kind of say our farewells, Tom asked if this would make a good scotch and soda. I don't know if I would put this in anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put this in anything.
Just in my glass to drink more.
And just in my glass. Yeah. I don't know if I would want to, I really think this is incredibly balanced. It's incredibly well put together. There's depth in both the nose and the palate. And I think it just delivers on, every spot. So I don't know if I would stick it in with anything. So
yeah.
I know that's just my hot take, but somebody was asking for our phone number to give us a call. So you can reach us at 646-844-1154. It'll be Zach or myself, and we'll be happy to
here.
Help you out by phone. Yeah, totally. So I think we got I think we got to most of those
everybody's rearing to call us tomorrow. They're ready to order.
Yes. I would be setting an alarm to not miss this for sure. So so we've had again.
Set those
a lot of yes, set those alarms. So we've had a lot of demand for this kind of flavor profile, and I'm just really happy that we're able to deliver it. And it's a really, really fantastic one. So don't sleep on it. So again, batch 10, our 10th, oh my gosh, this camera and I, our 10th blended batch. And this, I'll give you the quick cask breakdown one more time. So Speyside and Highland malt, and a cask makeup of first fill, second fill, refill, barrels, butts, hogsheads, and quarter cask that were from American and Spanish oak that held Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso sherry. To do a little bit of dance with that.
You would pass that quiz with 100%.
Yay, Robert, wherever you are, give him that quiz. I would pass it.
What is the cask makeup of the new SMWS blended batch number 10?
There you go. I think that's a great quiz. So, so if you all have any questions about this, feel free to give us a call tomorrow. You can always send us a message via chat or on the email, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And so with that, I think that's it. Anything?
I think we're ready for tomorrow.
I'm ready. So, well, thanks for hanging out. Yeah,
thanks for hanging out. Cheers, everybody. Enjoy some whiskey. We'll talk tomorrow.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.